guys, it's Kelly from Cards by Christine here with you live this Thursday morning. What a week and crazy chaos it has been. That's just how I've got sick kiddos. I've had sick kiddos for 3 weeks, and it's crazy because my mom is going through chemo. She's 1 month in. She's got 5 months to go. And you really take for granted how much having that extra support system and having all of those extra people that you lean on makes a difference. Obviously, we are trying not to get her sick, so we are not sharing germs. So even Dad, who of course lives with Mom, takes him out of the equation because we don't want to get Dad sick to get Mom sick. So crazy. So thank you for your patience. Thank you for bearing with me as I had to reschedule and la-di-da-di-da, all this and that. But we're here. We're live. We've got so much to celebrate. That's the kit we're doing today. Let me see. I think that's this one. Okay, so much to celebrate, kids. So I've got it. That means we've got where we need to go. So hello from chilly North Carolina. It's cold everywhere, right? Like, that's just what we've got going on. I dressed in way too many layers, although it is very cold here. But I had a vest and a jacket on, and as I'm running late, trying to get everything done and take care of all of the craziness that's going on, I got way too hot. So I'm like, I need less layers, even though it's cold everywhere. But thank you so much for joining us. Look forward to making this kit. The kits have been coming on a more routine and regular basis, and I love kits. So I'm so excited to be here with you to make these kits. I think it's cards, if I'm not mistaken. But let's find out together. So I'm going to move this out of the way. Okay, and then we'll move this down. We will try it for the third time. There we go. Okay, so much to celebrate. Oh my goodness, everything is disheveled. Okay. Yes, we've got cards. Oh, and look at this beautiful color scheme. I'm a huge fan of it. Okay, so I'm a little crooked. I tried to get it as straight as I could, but I think that'll be okay. All right, so let's get started with figuring out what we've got to work with. So right off the bat, I see cute little ladybugs, and they're like orange and brown. So like I said, I'm loving this color scheme. It's so cute and so soft. All right, so in this package, we have our adorable little ladybuggers. We've got mini dimensionals and glue dots. Ooh, we have an obscure sized envelope, as well as 2 A5 envelopes. Okay, we'll put those off to the side. Of course, these kits are, so I think this is an all-inclusive kit that does not require stamping. So then we always get all the languages. So of course we, here in English, need best wishes. Congratulations, that fills up the whole shebang. This must be for the long and skinny card. Oh, man. Okay. So card bases with beautiful gold foil. Look at that. Huge fan of that. Then we have congratulations on the bottom. I'm guessing this is petal pink here. With, again, wonderful printed elements as well as gold foil. Okay, then we've got this obscure size. So what size do we have here? Three by 6 with the matching envelopes. So this is a cute little bugger. And then all sorts of laser cut flowers with gold embellishment. Hello to, okay, so I see Susan and Susan, Polly, Maria, Connie, Sandy, and our crazy cat lady. So hello to everyone that's joined so far. Thank you so much for being flexible and joining me when I got here. I think this kit is going to be incredible. I'm loving not only how pretty it is, but already how detailed, and I'm guessing this one's going to be kind of simple. Not simple in a bad way, because like I said, they've really upped their game in a lot of ways. Like the laser details, the foil, just everything about their kits have been elevated. So simple isn't a bad thing. Simple sometimes just means that we can make beautiful things quickly, easily. So we are going to be making 3 each of 3 different card designs. I don't know exactly what cards all of these pieces are going to, but I'm going to just punch them out while we're here, just to keep things moving. So this is one of the kits that was released in February of 2025. So if you're catching this as a replay, kits are available while supplies last. So this kit may or may not be available when you are seeing this video, but Stampin' Up! Has lots of great kits. So even if this particular kit isn't available, there's always a lot of great options. Okay, so here's a lay flat of everything we just went through. Like I said, this is a complete kit that doesn't require stamping. So for that reason, we've got the printed sentiments, and the printed sentiments allow us to mini slimline. Okay, that makes sense. I like it. That allows us to punch out what we need and discard what we don't, or if we have some friends over the pond or anywhere in any of these other language speaking regions, we can share, because otherwise that's just wasteful. So, kit components contain supplies for 9 cards and 9 envelopes. And then the other thing that's of note on the back here are our coordinating Stampin' Up! Colors. So we've got Balmy Blue, Old Olive, Pecan Pie, Petal Pink, and Pumpkin Pie. So that's that beautiful color scheme that we are dealing with. Yes, thanks for the reminder, Sandy. I always forget. So don't forget to share this video if you have not done so yet, and like it, because that just helps us get to all the people who want to see us, which we just want to share with everyone. My lights are a little temperamental today, so let's see if I can get a better setup here. Don't mind me. Okay. All right, so that's a little less glary. Okay, so we are, oh my gosh, they're so cute. I am a huge fan. Okay, so a lot of the cards are being adhered using glue dots. So in the instructions, if you've never made a Stampin' Up! Kit before, the gray dots, or gray circles, indicate where we would put glue dots, and then the white hexagons are where we would put dimensionals. But I do enjoy using liquid glue. That is the adhesive of choice for me. So I'm going to opt to use liquid glue everywhere that it talks about using I'm going to use liquid glue everywhere it talks about using glue dots. Just a simpler, more secure adhesive in my crafting world. So that is a choice that I make just because I have access to liquid glue. If you do not have access to liquid glue, don't be dismayed. Obviously, this kit does come with what you need to create the card. So if you want to gift this or whatnot, you don't need to worry about not having what you need. This is just a choice that I am making. Okay, so we are bringing in, doesn't look like this one, doesn't look like this one. We've got this one. We've got this one. And this one. Okay, so the flower packs that we are using for the petal pink card. We've got 2 daisies with a couple blue flowers and leaves. We've got a conglomeration of just flowers. And then we've got another set that is flowers with 1 leaf. So those are the ones that we are using to fill in this card. And we are going to, oh my goodness gracious. So A is this first one. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do all 3 at the same time. So we are looking to add some adhesive to the leaf and the center of the daisy. And A is going to go down here. So we're going to put the 2 daisies here with the leaf in this vicinity. Now, I'm going to add just a little additional adhesive. I really like my things to be secure. Okay, so we are gonna put these other ones. So I'm gonna opt to add a little additional glue, and that's gonna be, I'm not gonna hose around with all of these, but I will put on the leaf and then the center of both of the daisies. Okay, in that general vicinity. Hello, Mary. Thank you so much for joining us. And Maria, absolutely, very elegant and beautiful. And I'm just a fan of how soft and pretty. And like I said, the colors, I'm a big fan of that. And the gold. The gold always gets me. Okay, so then B is our conglomerate of all sorts of different flowers. We're going to be putting this up in the upper right-hand corner. And actually, I didn't place that very well. I'm trying to figure out where these all go. So let me explain what markers I'm using here. So for the bottom right, I'm putting the leftward daisy pretty much up to this green sprig, and then the leaf is kind of poking into this pink flower, so the green stem of the pink flower. That's where that one's kind of nestling. Then I'm going to take part B, which is the conglomeration of flowers. I'm going to put just a few little dabs of glue behind the main flowers. And the blue flower is going to anchor onto the green foliage, and the pink flower or the orange flower is going to anchor onto these 2 leaves over here. So somewhere in that general vicinity. Last but certainly not least is part C. We're gonna flip that over and put glue on the center of the flowers as well as the leaf. And that's going to go in the top left. So the orange flower is going to anchor onto this green stem. And it's going to bring all the way up to the blue. Just trying to figure out where this all belongs. So it looks like it looks like we're covering up this blue flower with the green leaf. The blue flower on the cutout is going to nestle up to this orange flower, and then the orange flower here is going to nest onto these leaves. That's where we're going to place that one. Now, all of this being said, I don't think there needs to be any real concern about the precision, because we are going to put a sentiment over the top. So some of these will get covered, but of course we don't want to just place it willy-nilly. We want it to go somewhere where it belongs. So then let's do this one. In that general vicinity again. Now we're going to grab the petal pink Best Wishes, and that's going to hover over the empty area in the middle. Beautiful. So we are putting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dimensionals across the back. So 1, 2, 3 across the midline, and then add 2 additional ones vertically. So 1, oopsies, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Most important step of the whole card is to make sure the dimensional backs get in the garbage. That's the hardest step of the whole card as well. And then, you know, do your best to center it left to right, top to bottom. That would not be it. It's really hard to distinguish where exactly that should go. I pray that that means that no one's going to notice if it's off center, because, I mean, there's a lot going on. Not a lot going on in a bad way, just there's a lot going on. Okay, so that's what our card looks like for now. Then we just need to add the ladybugs. So we are putting 3 of them. One is going to go right here. One is going to go here-ish. And one is going to go over here. So I will point those out in just a second. Okay, Best Wishes. So for this card, we've got a cutesy little ladybug embellishment. In the lower left, nestled between this pink flower, some gold dots, and the white flower. So there's a lot going on. So I'm trying to point them out so that you don't miss it. over on the right-hand side, just below mid, we are placing a ladybug beneath the orange flowers and this green leaf. And then in the upper region, we are going to be placing a ladybug between the white and the orange flower. So look at this stunner of a card. So we added some dimension by putting the best wishes behind some dimensionals. We've got some dimension coming in from they're like puffy. These ladybugs are like kind of like puffy stickers. They're adorable. And then of course, don't forget about the beautiful gold elements. So I'm a huge fan of this card. Of course, you could go ahead and step it up even more. Bringing in your Stella, you could add some Stella to a couple of the flowers. Definitely don't think it's like an absolute need because there are so many wonderful elements of this card. But if you are a Stella loving participant, you may want to add some Stella. I'm just going to add it to the orange flowers. So that's a nice little touch. Again, I don't think it's absolutely necessary, but something you can do if Stella is always needed in your toolkit. So I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of the ladybugs. I agree, Mary, these ladybugs are so cute. And then I may as well just put the Stella just for good measure. Cute. Just a few more little ladybugs. Okay, so that is our first card. Loving this kit. I agree, Maria. It is so pretty. Okay, so let's move that one on to the side. Now we have the mini slimline. You learn something new every day. So that's this balmy blue. Let's see here. What colors did we have? Yep, balmy blue. That's the balmy blue. Obviously, it's the mini slimline. Like, I don't think we're going to get that one mixed up. It's the only one that is this size and shape. Okay, and for this one, we are just making another floral bunches. So we are going to be using the congratulations with the banner ends. We are going to be bringing in the two long assortments of flowers. Again, I'm going to do mass production on this. So we're going to go like this. Oh, so first we're putting the sentiment, and then we're tucking the things under the sentiment. And then we're adding 3 ladybugs. Okay, very cool. So let's start with the sentiment. We've got 5 dimensionals going through the middle of the sentiment. Hello, Susan. Thanks for joining. We are only through one of the cards in this So Much to Be Thankful For. Is that what it's? No. So what? Okay, let's just check. So much to celebrate. I knew it was something with so much. Kit, we created the first card and now we're on to the second and third. This kit is so beautiful. I'm so excited about it. It did release earlier in the month. I cannot believe it, but we are already nearing the end of February. So this kit has been out for a little bit. All right, so the congratulations is just getting dimensionalized right through the middle of the card. All the little dimensional backs. And last but certainly not least, card number 3. I love how quick and easy the kits make it to mass produce cards. I always try to make all of the cards so you can see how we can make like 9 cards in, I'm gonna guess, just under an hour. Typically that's the pace we can do on these kits. It's wonderful to be able to, oh, the flowers are under dimensionals as well. So no liquid glue here. I am absent-mindedly making poor decisions. So let's start with the placement of the dimensionals on the piece with the leaves. So we are going to put a dimensional on the back of each of the leaves. We're also going to put a dimensional on the back of the flowers just inside of the leaves. And then last, we're going to put a dimensional on the largest flower that is above the group. So we've got the 2 leaves, the 2 flowers just inside the leaves, and then 1 on the top. So let's go ahead and do that for all 3. So this is going to be the major dimensional card. We've got dimensionals all over this guy. Then we will place dimensionals on the other piece, which is our conglomeration of just flowers. So you can see they're gonna nest onto these leaves because there are no leaves on this piece. We are putting dimensionals on the center of the daisies. Uh-oh. And then the 3 larger flowers in this mix. So let's do this flower, this flower, and this flower. So dimensionals on the daisies, and then 1, 2, 3 flowers in the middle. So we will I keep getting my fingernails stuck to the cards. And then the last daisy. Okay. Now, one at a time, we will position these. This time, I think I'm just going to make a stack of dimensional backs. So, the piece with the leaves goes on the top. So we're going to tuck the leaves under the under the sentiment, which of course is congratulations. And then we're just going to kind of flop it down. Then the piece with the just flowers. So the daisy portion is going towards the bottom portion of the card. And then the flowers are just getting tucked under. Roughly in that vicinity. So that's what we're gonna shoot for. Hello, Trudy. Thank you so much for joining. All right, go ahead and grab all of the dimensional backs off. We're gonna shimmy this one under. So the hardest part is getting it under without letting them stick. So we'll put it somewhere in that vicinity, although so when I'm sticking this, what I'm trying to do, and like you just saw, what a beautiful flower. Absolutely, I agree. So when I'm sticking this, what I'm trying to do is position it while hovering without letting it stick down. So it's a little complicated, I'm not going to lie. But the general vicinity that I'm trying to fill, so this chunk of flowers goes between these two leaves. This chunk of flowers goes between this leaf and this kind of heart-shaped foliage. There's a void here, and that's where we're going to have a couple of our ladybug friends. And then this clump of flowers is between this foliage and this leaf. So that's what I'm trying to accomplish when I'm setting it down. It is a little challenging because of the placement of the dimensionals. But what I did better the second time than I did the first time is if you bring it in at an angle to tuck under and then let it fall backwards, that seemed to help. So like right now it's not stuck. We've got the leaves on the ends, and then we want to make sure that this piece sticks out. And I kind of want to get a little bit more of that leaf sticking out if I can. And then this must be where another, yep, that's where another ladybug goes. So we'll stick that one down. Okay, so again, with the flower portion, just gonna tuck it under at an angle. Allow me to make some fine-tune adjustments. Make sure all my leaves are poking out where I want them to be. And then press it down. Do the same for the top. So we'll get the leaves under. And stick it down. Then we will come back in with our ladybugs. We're going to put one in this little void up here. We're going to put two down in this larger void down here. All right, so move that off to the side. One in here, two down here. I'll bring this into the camera in just a second. One up here, and two down here. This is adorable. Okay, so we've got one ladybug up here in this void between the two blue flowers. And then in this larger void down here, we've got two ladybugs nestled in there. This one I don't even really see any opportunity to bring Stella in, but look at the beautiful shadows that the dimension of this card brings. Wow, 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 wow. I am a huge fan of that. We'll move that off to the side and go into our third and final card. This one is the white card base with the four lines of gold foil, as well as some gold foil dots with some leaves printed on it. So we'll burnish the edges of all of the card bases. All right, then we're going to put down the congratulations. So now this is the long congratulations. That's the scripty font in gold foil. Just like the rest of them, we are going to be putting 5 dimensionals on the back of these. So go ahead and do that. Okay, and we'll do this, we'll repeat the process for all the rest of them. Okay, so one, two, three. So pretty. I agree. I am in love with this kit. This is a great kit. So we've got congratulations, congratulations, and best wishes. So this is a really great kit to have on hand for those last minute card needs that sneak up on you. Okay, so the first step is putting our congratulations down. So let's put that above the horizontal foil lines. Now, it looks as though we're going a little bit. So let's measure this. I'm not good at coming up with measurements just out of the clear blue sky. So it looks like we're somewhere at so like 3/16, something like that. Obviously it's not anything that needs to be measured, but what I'm going for is a little bit more space than the spaces between the foil lines. Make sure you put it the right way up. And I didn't do the greatest job on the first card. It's a little bit off to the right here. It's very hard to tell, so it's not anything terrible, but so I tried to space that one a little better, centered left to right. Actually, it's not even centered left to right. It's flush on the left and right sides. So that makes it a little more noticeable. All right, so then next we're bringing in some flower groupings. We have 3 flower groupings left. This flower grouping is being used last, so we'll still pull that off to the side. We've got leaves on the edges with groupings of flowers. So first we're going to adhere down these with liquid glue or glue dots, but in our instance we're doing liquid glue. So we are going to tuck the leaf under the sentiment, and then we're also going to be cognizant of where the daisy is falling. We kind of want to butt it up to that piece of foliage. Now, I cannot tuck that in any farther. It looks like the intention is for it to be nestled in down a little farther, but I'm running into my dimensionals. So if you haven't placed your dimensionals yet, I think what they are looking for is to have the dimensionals, like according to the instructions, they're in the middle here, but if you anchor them down closer to the bottom, there will be more room to shove some of these floral pieces in. So in retrospect, something I could have done differently to make it a little easier to place these flowers in. But we're gonna go ahead and glue the next ones. I almost did that wrong. So let me just explain what I almost just did there. So the leaves, now like this one, I think is exactly where they want it. Like half of the leaf is under. This one, I couldn't get that leaf any farther down. So that one is a little higher than intended. But basically the leaves are pointing east and west. And then the daisy flowers in the middle and the blue flowers are on top. Oh no! Okay, we saved that. It's tough working around those dimensionals, but I'm doing my best. Okay, so I've got the glued or glue dot flowers in. Now we're gonna come back to the larger grouping of flowers that's going to be adhered with dimensionals. We're putting 5 dimensionals on the back side of this group. So I'm going to do that unobstructed. I'll move the card out of the way. So we're putting 2 behind the large orange flower and then 3 centered or evenly distributed along the bottom. And this is the last thing that we're going to be using the dimensionals for. Oh, so like I just folded one over the top of each other, and that's okay because there's always a couple extra for funny little circumstances like that. And then last but certainly not least, whee! Okay, then this one we don't need to worry about tucking anywhere because this is just going to go nestled on top. So just slightly hovering over the sentiment, we're going to nest this. So the blue flower is going to go between the L and the T, and the pink flowers are going to go between the T and the L. Just different T's and L's. So let's do that again. I also noticed that I'm putting my middle dimensional underneath these pink ones a little bit maybe too low, so it's not really affecting how it's sitting, but I could see that becoming an issue. So try to make sure that your dimensionals aren't too close to where it's going to be overlapping. Yeah. All right, then let's flip this over. Again, between the T and the L and the L and the T. And this time we're only using 1 ladybug just off the corner of this orange flower. Now there are 3 left, so if you wanted to put 1 more on any of your cards, you could. The general consensus amongst card makers is you usually put your embellishments on in an odd quantity, so that would be why we did 1 and 3. But you know what? There are no rules. If you would like to add, I mean, rather than throw them away, which I don't suggest you do, you can obviously find a use for them, but you could always add them onto the card. So there we have it. Those came together so nicely. So let's bring all of the cards back into play here with their corresponding envelopes. So I think I would send the blue envelope with the pink card and the pink envelope with the white card, just because that'd be a lot of pink on pink. Not that the envelope super duper matters. They do show, at least on their sample, that the blue envelope goes with the white card and the pink envelope goes with the pink card. To me, that's just too much pinky. So it's a personal preference thing. It really doesn't matter. But look at the beautiful cards we just made. Do you have a favorite? Oh my goodness. I don't know that I can pick a favorite. I really love them all. They are so stunning. In person, and that, we always say this, but they look awesome in person. I wish I could show them to you in person, but I'll try to give you a nice swing of what they look like. So that is the first card we made. The second is our mini slimline. So we've got gold in all of the centers of the flowers. There is no other gold on this card. This one we've got gold on the flower centers as well as on the sentiment and the lines. So pretty. Look at that. So Mary likes the blue one the best, so the mini slimline. It's very unique. What did I say? 3x6? So I wonder if this would go with a normal stamp, or if you need to have special postage because of the unique shape. If anyone knows, you just gotta let me know, because we will be happy to share that with everyone. But you know, I think square cards require extra postage because they need to be hand canceled, but I'm not sure about slimline or mini slimline cards. They are all pretty. I love them so much. They are so stunning. It's an excellent kit. 9 cards, everything you need, including the adhesives, embellishments, the whole kit and caboodle. Very reasonably priced as well. I cannot remember off the top of my head, but I think it's less than $15. And that's just so reasonable. And they're handmade cards. So the impact that you get from giving a handmade card far exceeds the impact of just any old card. Now, that being said, giving cards is such a beautiful gesture as is, but when you can write on the back that you made it, you spent the time and effort, and you know, you're sharing the love of what you do with someone that you care about, that goes just even farther. So thank you so much for joining me today. I had a blast. I love making kit cards. I think they are an incredible resource that Stampin' Up! Has added to our collection of cards. Now, don't get me wrong, I love stamping and making handmade cards as well, but kit cards, you know, in the season of life that I'm in right now, it is such a great way for me to be able to kind of flex my creative juices and make something that is going to put a smile on someone's face with even the small amount of time that sometimes I find myself to have. So I'm so excited that you joined me for kit class today. We do have one more kit for February, as well as the paper pumpkin that we always have. We've been doing paper pumpkin forever. Let me see here. We've got The next kit is called Heirloom Arrangements Kit. So I haven't even opened it. I don't know. I think it's cards again. Don't quote me on that. It's still like a little mystery box for me. So anyways, join me next week when we will put together that kit. Those are the 2 kits that were released in February of 2025. And then, of course, later in the month, we have our Paper Pumpkin kit unboxing as well. So lots more opportunities to get together and make some beautiful cards. Of course, you can always catch Chris as well with all of the card classes that she has. And you can check out the website cardsbychrisb.com to see when and where you can find us making what. So I hope you had a fantastic day. The weekend is in sight, and sending lots of sunshine, love, and big hugs your way.